everybody? I'm coming in intense today. I'm just feeling it. It's a big day for me, so forgive me if I flub anything. But welcome to another episode of Jim Rats. That's right. As always, it is me, XFL Jim.
Can you smell what the XFL is cooking?
Joined, as always, by the coiner of Arkansas Dirty. It is Chase Lupine Fiasco Sessoms.
Let's fucking go!
And, of course, the illustrious. It censored the nipple there.
Yeah, it did. Perfectly. I got weird nipples. I'm glad it blocked them out.
We're also joined by the illustrious, the beautiful man himself. It is Uncle Rico. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. A little tired, but I'm, late night last night.
It was.
These games are on way too goddamn late for my old ass, dude.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've slept through all of the late games this week. Like laptop on my lap, sleep.
I did have the issue. I think it was Thursday. I fell asleep while I was watching the game, so that was something. It's been a hell of a week.
And we got cats running around.
Yeah, my cat. So I was gone last night. My cat's very upset that I was gone. She's pissed off at me. So before we get into it, you guys want to go over the Sweet 16 games real quick since we only have 4 games to go over for picks?
Sure.
So we'll just go in the order that I see them here. UConn, San Diego State. UConn continues to just decimate every opponent that they come by. Are they not?
Yeah, San Diego State just doesn't have that wing score. I mean, they just need that one more. If they had Bradley like they did last year, I think this game would have been a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, Ladie by himself just wasn't enough to keep up with UConn. UConn's tough, man. I'm not sure if there's a team in the country that can beat UConn right now.
They look so goddamn good. I don't know.
At the same time, I'm not sure if there's a team that can beat NC State right now, too.
Hot. Illinois, Iowa State. Illinois wins at 72-69.
Illinois, they can F around. They got 3 guys that can score. They have the big guy in the middle. Obviously, their big question mark is their defense. But with how you have that many shot makers, if the game is 75 or higher, they can beat anyone in the field.
Yeah, I think if
they get to
shootout. Yeah, I think they could do it. Alabama beats UNC 89-87. Alabama just continues this hot streak. Chase, we've been fading them all the time.
I think we got to keep fading them too.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just think we got to keep fading them because they're one bad shooting performance away from losing. That's it.
I mean, let's just kind of peep the situation here. Here, Naismith, award winner, finalist, goes 4 from 20. A kid who's literally scored 6 points, scored 21 points. But this has been my problem with UNC. I think Hubert Davis is an awful in-game X's and O's guy. Baycock has 10, 12 points at half. He scores 5 points a second half, 2 of which were at a layup with less than, 5 seconds to play?
Yeah, it was brutal.
They have no interior game. Why aren't you pounding the ball inside? Kind of got it fixated with the 3-pointer because they're going in so much, got her away from the pick and roll with Baycock. And Alabama's a little banged up. Pike went down on his foot, continued to play out, and then they have Whiteshire who has the concussion. I think they're a little banged up. And I mean, shot quality graded their losses. They lost against Grand Canyon. They barely beat Charleston. They lost against UNC. All shot quality grade those all losses. They could be this year's Kansas State, the team that should have lost early, but then made it to the Elite Eight, and finally the wheels fell off.
I hope so. I really do hope so. Clemson bests Arizona 77-72.
Hot.
They're hot.
Smoking hot.
We talked about it earlier. Hot.
My thing with Clemson is if you just take a step back and say, okay, your best player is an interior big guy who can step out and draw threes, and you got 2 experienced guards, you think this team's going to make a deep run. But I think kind of looking at it, our bias of the ACC, it being a down year, kind of downgraded how this team, Clemson, kind of has all the pieces we kind of look for a team to make a deep run.
The big difference, I think, for Clemson is free throw shooting. If you look at them, they're probably the best free throw shooting team left in the tournament. And if they get into a free throw shootout kind of game, then I'm of the opinion that they can win those sort of close games. But they haven't even had to win close games. They've just been rolling through people, you know?
It's true.
TJ Hall
Also,
is. Yeah.
Yes, he's a sniper. Also, I hate the Lakers. UConn's going down today.
Ooh.
Stay tuned for our picks because, I don't know, someone might be bold. Houston loses to Duke, 51-54. This one kind of hurt me.
Okay, can I go on my Duke rant now?
You could go on a Duke rant.
Again, and just another team, Vermont, worst shooting day of their year. James Madison, worst shooting day of the year. Getting boat raced, and then Snead goes down. When you look at the numbers last night, how did Duke not win that game by 20 points? You know what I mean? Like Snead out for the game.
Yep.
What? They shot 2 of 8 from 3-point land. What? They missed like 7-10 free throws. Duke should have won that game by a lot more. I kind of think Duke is in that Kansas State role from last year, kind of a team that is getting hot at the right time. It's interesting when you look at the numbers of, we're going to talk about NC State a little bit, pretty much identical. Opposing teams are shooting 24% from 3 against NC State and Duke. One's 36%, one's 39%. Teams just aren't hitting shots against these two teams. It's going to be an interesting matchup, which opponent hits the shots tomorrow.
I'm excited for that, especially that leads us into Chase's Marquette falls to NC State 67-58.
Yeah, Marquette, awful shooting night. Like, I can't remember what they were from 3-point, but it was not good. And Tyler Kolek just wasn't getting the buckets, which, I was relying on him to whatever, maybe they went cold from 3-point. You always need someone who can just go and get buckets. I thought Tyler Kolek would be that guy to help him do it. But maybe the oblique injury was a little bit too much, but I don't know. It was unfortunate for me.
I got an argument with this guy. I don't think Tyler Connick is going to be anything at the next level. I think
he's a good college player.
This guy is adamant he is. I don't think he's going to be anything at the next level.
No, he's a good college player, and I think that's about it.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. The world needs Tyler Hansborough.
Purdue keeps Purdueing it. They win 80-68 over Gonzaga.
There's a 5-minute stretch where Gonzaga had open look after open look after open look, just couldn't make anything. I think the big thing that kind of stood out that I think Tennessee is going to take advantage of, and I've been saying it all year, eating and pick and roll, get to the rim. That's what Gonzaga was doing in the first half. They had open looks in the second half. Shots didn't fall. I think that's what Tennessee's going to do. I think Purdue is going to get picked off.
I saw you posted on Twitter. Was that a foul on Edey? Everyone was posting about
over the back, elbow to the head, and the Randy Macho Man Savage elbow to the sternum. I think he got him a little bit.
Not called.
It was embarrassing.
And then finally, Creighton 75, Tennessee 82.
How can I say this? Kinect is a difference maker.
Yeah.
He is a legit difference maker. What he can do, no one else can really do. That you don't have that 23-year-old that's a man that can get a bucket in the post, go to the free throw line, pull up for a 3. He is the difference maker, which makes this Tennessee team more dangerous than Tennessee teams years in past.
They're my pick. I got a future on Tennessee. I'm riding with them.
I got a future on Tennessee too, man.
Yeah, I don't have any futures left because my futures are dead. They died with Marquette.
Goddamn Marquette.
Yeah, it's Dalton Connect. I think, to me, in my opinion, he's the Wooden Player of the Year. In my opinion, because Zach Edey's just huge.
Zach Edey's just a freak of nature.
He's skilled, don't get me wrong, but it's more about him being huge than anything else. Like, Dalton Connect just makes buckets. He just gets buckets, no matter, at 6'8",
And here's the thing, Edey's Adu is going to be guarding him. He's 6'11". He's going to be able to go up against him. The main thing, his move is power dribble, elbow to the chest to create space, go up, throw my arms in the air. I thought it was comical last game how he gets called for a foul after 24 minutes of basketball, and then immediately him and Prater are calling for a review. It's like, dude, you literally like 10 minutes ago elbow dropped someone and there was no call. It's okay if a foul gets called on you.
No,
Edie
cannot be fouled, Erik.
And like, I used to play a pretty high level of basketball. I thought you couldn't hang on the rim after you dunked if there was no one below you. Remember when he got hit going up and he hung on the rim for 5 seconds? I don't understand why that wasn't a technical foul. There was literally no one around him. Like, according to the rules of basketball, that is supposed to be a T. I'm just saying, but whatever.
You boys ready to look into these Elite Eight games?
Let's do it.
Let's
off, go.
Illinois, UConn. UConn is an 8.5-point favorite, over under of 155. Question is, do we think UConn continues to roll? Or does Illinois have a shot? I have takes. Anyone else got a pick in this game?
I took Illinois here plus the points. I feel this number's a little too inflated with how good UConn has been playing. You know, they've had the advantage inside this tournament, but this is the first game they really play that can match them with the size. Illinois is second in offensive efficiency. This will be the best offense that UConn has played this season. Illinois has 3 guys that can score off the bounce: Damas, Hawkins, and Shannon. First time that they've played a team that has 3 guys that can create off the dribble. I know Illinois' defense is worrisome, but I think they're just going to take a page out of what St. John's did in the Big East tournament, and they're in a position to win the game. Just try to make it hyper fast and be physical with the guards that UConn has. They're going to try to get the ball on fast break. Like I said, 3 guys that can create, try to play an up-tempo game. Last 20 years, favorites laying 8 or more points in the Elite Eight, 30.8% against the spread. I got Illinois here plus the points.
Take anything in this one, Chase?
Yeah, I completely agree with Uncle Rico's. You have to go with Illinois plus the points. It's going to be the most capable offensive team that they've faced. Plus, Illinois has what I'm looking for, which is a star guard who can just take over the game if he needs to. And what's his Terrence? Is it Shannon? Yeah. Is that his last name? Yeah, Terrence Shannon Jr. Yeah, the kid can ball, and I think he's the kind of player that, you know, UConn seems to be comprised of grown-ass men. Like, he seems to be the kind of grown-ass man that can, like, go up and get his against that team. So I do think that UConn wins this outright, but I'm with Uncle Rico. It's too many points, and I'm on the side of Illinois.
Do I have to be the one that saves the show and keeps us from all picking the same pick on almost all of these, so that we don't just get hammered because we've had terrible luck with that? Because I like Illinois plus the 8.5. It's gross. I'm going to take it. I'll take Illinois plus 8.5. I think they're the best shot against UConn for a lot of different reasons. We'll see. We'll tally that one. Sports Facts coming in. Am I crazy? But is LSU minus 3.5 too short against UCLA?
Yes.
I think they almost tripped up a little bit. So I don't know. I might sprinkle on UCLA there. Next up, though, for us, Clemson, Alabama. Alabama's a 3.5-point favorite, over under 164.5. Chase, what do you got?
Give me Clemson on the money line. They're the hottest team in the country right now. I've been fading Alabama all tournament. I'm not going to stop now, especially when I can still get plus money on the money line, because all it takes is one bad shooting performance and Alabama is out of this tournament. And why not the hottest team in the country?
That's true. You got anything in this one, Erik?
Jim, I have not 1, not 2, but I have 3 bets in this game.
Woo!
Bet number 1, I'm taking Clemson plus 3 and plus 140 on the money line. Teams against Alabama are due for some positive shooting regression. Per shot quality, they lost to Grand Canyon, North Carolina in the 3 games. Teams are shooting 38% from the floor, 28% against 3. And this is a team that was outside the top 100 in defense. They didn't magically turn on the level. We have an over 20-game sample that shows they're awful on defense. Clemson is a better rebounding team. This is going to be able to limit Alabama's chances. Bama doesn't really have anyone that can stop my boy Hall. Last game, he had 21-8-2 against them earlier in the year, which Clemson did win 86-77, 82-77. Clemson's backcourt is more experienced than Bama's. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for them, and they're not going to force shots. Davis from North Carolina, 4 from 20, 0 for 9 from 3. He got a little centric with his jump shot. Girardi and Crute aren't going to do that. They're going to get to the rim. They're going to put Hall down on the block. They're going to take advantage of the issues that Bama has inside. Right shed, we don't know what's going to go on here with his concussion. Prinkle went down with that ankle. We don't know what's going on with him. And then I went PJ Hall over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. First game, cruised over this total, went over this total against Arizona. No big, and Bama can really defend him. And we've kind of seen when they've played these quote-unquote elite teams, the whole offense cycles through PJ Hall. So I went PJ Hall over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
For the good of the show, give me Alabama minus 3.5. I can't in good conscience.
That's
can't.
fair.
That's
fair.
I have to be the one that saves you two.
You're just going to jump on that grenade?
Yes,
Thank you.
I am the kind of guy that will. Give me Alabama minus 3.5. I'm putting it in right now. And I'm also gonna take the over 164.5 as well. I want fun. Tomorrow we have Tennessee and Purdue. Purdue is a 3.5 point favorite, over under of 148. Boys touching this one, Erik.
I got Tennessee. I'm going to take them plus the points and on the money line. Tennessee has the size to deal with Edey down below with Adu. Obviously, the big elephant in the room is how the game's going to be officiated. Look, I get it. Edey's tough to defend, but I don't think with how elite Tennessee is defensively, he's going to get the calls that he's got moving forward. Purdue is one of the worst teams in the country defending the pick and roll, and Tennessee really took advantage of that last night against Cray, and I think they're going to do the same thing with Edey. Tennessee is the elite defending the 3, and that's key because if Adu can handle Edey on the block, you're not going to get the double open looks, and they're going to force him into contested threes. I don't think that Smith and the other guys, oh my God, I forget whatever the other guy's name is, last name starts with L, his name I'm spacing on. Lawyer, I don't think they're athletic enough to create off the dribble if Tennessee's guards are able to get up in their faces. Gonzaga attacked Edey in the paint. They had over 20 points in the paint. I think Tennessee's going to do the same thing, one of the better teams finishing at the rim. And Purdue really doesn't have anyone that can guard, connect, and they don't have anyone that's in a half-court setting that can take the ball on the top and create a shot like Connect can. I'll take Tennessee here plus the points, and I'm also going to do the money line as well.
Chase, what are you rolling with?
I just want to say real quick, Forever Young, the Japanese horse, just freaked in the UAE Derby. That's going to be a handful in the Kentucky Derby to deal with. You might want to get your futures in on the Japanese horse now.
Isn't there a song like Forever Young?
What? Yeah. The Rod Stewart did. Yeah.
You're Chase, I am infatuated with your love for Japanese horses in the last few years.
I don't want to be on a Japanese horse for the 3rd year in a row is the problem. It's I don't want to, but this is different. This feels different.
Literally since I've met you.
Okay.
Literally since I've met you.
I've been on the Japanese horse in the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. That's embarrassing for me. I'm with Uncle Rico, and I think I even forgo the points, and I just go ahead and I go straight up Tennessee money line. I've been fading Purdue, starting with the Sweet 16. I kind of figured that's when they were going to go out. I still think am skeptical that they make it to the Final Four or the finals even. So I think I take my shot when I can get value like this. And I think Tennessee's kind of the experienced team. They got Dalton Connect, who's my player of the year. So go ahead and give me Tennessee money line.
God damn it. Give me Purdue minus the 3.5, baby. I'm rolling.
You're just doing this to save us?
A little bit of that, but I don't know, something about this Purdue team. They just got this weird intangible feeling like they're trying to do They're run it back. They're trying to redeem themselves. Zach Edey is like one of the most annoying players, and I just feel like they're going to give him a championship. Like he's going to get a championship out of this.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have anything to like make it make sense, but I just don't trust this Purdue team to not like. I'm also on the Purdue, but they've been like killing me.
Yeah.
So I gotta hop on. Maybe I'm hopping on the train too late, but I gotta hop on sometime. Last game, boys. NC State, Duke. Duke is a 6.5 point favorite. Over under of 143. Like Erik said, this might be one of the most intriguing matchups just because something's got to come to a head here. Chase, what are you rolling with in this one?
Give me NC State in the points. I think 6.5 is too much for how hot this NC State team is. I'm very skeptical of this Duke team and have been for most of the season. They seem just soft to me. They seem a little bit soft. I don't think Filipowski's your traditional big man. He's more of like the step out and shoot threes big man, and it doesn't really do the job. They, like Alabama to me, are guards having a cold shooting night away from being knocked off. And let's go ahead and just say NC State and the points there in case they come up short. But yeah, I think NC State's worth the play.
Interesting game. Which team's luck will run out? NC State allowed 36% from the floor, 24% from free. Flip side, Duke 39% from the floor, 24% from three. Houston, no shed, 41% from the floor, 9-17 from the line, 2-8 from behind the line. And they got out rebound. When you say all that stuff, you're going to say Duke should have won that game by 20 plus. They won by 3, and Sharp had a look to tie the game up. I think Duke is running really thin. Unfortunately, Marquette, I think they just missed another 3. What were they? At one point, they were 2 of 21 from beyond the arc. And
it
all
was
of them
brutal.
Open looks.
Between them and UNC, it was brutal for threes.
If I had to take a gun to my head, I would take NC State just because they're a more physical team. And if you get Burns going down below, you get Filipowski in foul trouble. That's going to force Kelly to play. Kelly, slow, goofy, big man. We really saw anytime Houston had a run, he was in there. If you force Kelly to go in there, that's going to kind of limit Duke's offense. I don't know. Gun to my head, I'd take NC State, but I didn't bet the game.
I am putting a gun to my head, and I am taking NC State. I'm stressing out about it, boys. I don't love it, but they've got some real Team of Destiny vibes.
Yeah, definitely a horseshoe up the old ass.
Yeah, I'm rolling with it. So we got a question. Let's make some money. What's the round robin today, boys?
All right. It's going to be for the entire weekend.
As it should.
Because otherwise it's just what they call a parlay. So I'm going to take Illinois plus 8.5. I'm going to take Clemson on the money line plus 145. I'm going to take Tennessee on the money line plus 140. And then I'm going to take NC State plus 6.5. Let's see. 2-leggers. If I hit all of them, I'll make 27 to 1.
Erik, what are you rolling out with your round robin?
I'm still putting mine together. I wasn't properly prepared.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be I kind of want to be a dirty dog. I'm going to take Illinois first half money line. Let's get this action, man. I'm going to take Illinois first half money line. Let's see. First half result. Bam. I'm going to take Clemson money line. I'm going to take Tennessee money line. I'm going to take NC State plus 6.5.
All right. Here's mine. Now, unfortunately, I can't do a big round robin on this because the Sorrento Casino, where I'm located right now, visiting my parents, doesn't allow me to do this. But this is what I'm going to do. It's just going to be a round robin. I'm going to take Illinois plus 330, Clemson plus 134, Tennessee plus 132, Hawkins to have over 11.5 points at 132. I messed up. Dude, such a noob. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have. Those are my 4.
And of
Illinois,
course-
Clemson, Tennessee, and Hawkins over 11.5.
Of course, your boy has to come in with a teaser to round everything out. Guess what? I'm taking all the dogs. These guys are all real close in competition. I'm going to tease all these dogs. Tease Illinois up to plus 13. Tease Clemson to plus 7.5. Tease Tennessee to plus 7.5. And tease NC State to plus 10.5. That is a 4-team teaser that pays out plus 338.
My man.
All right, Jim, just for you, I've got a 4-leg parlay here that transcends genre. Give me the Memphis Showboats money line.
Oh, yes!
Give me the Clemson Tigers money line. Give me the Arlington Renegades money line. And give me the Tennessee Volunteers money line. Plus 28.68.
I will be going live like an hour or two before the game. Probably. So the game starts at noon our time, the UFL. Shout out UFL. I'm going to probably be going live like an hour or so to go over all the matchups and everything because there's a couple injuries, key injuries. Like, watch out for Houston. Watch out for Houston. Let's make some money. Ask you, Chase, what's the best bet in the Arkansas Derby and what horse do I need to include in my late pick 5?
Okay, if you need to include a horse in your late pick 5, I am a stone cold single on 2 horses in this sequence. The first is coming in race 11, the Fantasy Stakes, the grade 3. I'm a stone cold single to the Mike Maker horse, the one, My Main Squeeze. It's 3-1. I just looked at it at Thoroughgraphs and just kind of confirmed what I already thought. You are taking a little bit of a risk because this is a horse doing something for the first time, which is going 2 turns in a mile. But I think that the horse will be able to handle it. It's got Flavor Flav up. And then Timberlake, I think, wins the Arkansas Derby. I hate to be chalky, but I think it's a fairly chalky race because it's between Muth and Timberlake, and Muth is 8-5, Timberlake's 9-5. I take Timberlake down anywhere except below even money. I'll even take even money on Timberlake to win. That was my Derby pick before I just saw Forever Young run in the UAE Derby. But yeah, that's I would include those 2. I'd say you need to include those 2 in your pick 5. I'm in a $10 late pick 5 that singles both of them.
I respect it. Any other takes on the Elite 8 before we get out of here, boys?
I think it should be good. Like, the Sweet 16 felt kind of meh a little bit, but I think it should be a good round. I think these games will be close.
I think so too. I'm hoping that every game comes down to the wire. We get some really close and fun matchups. That's all I want out of this.
Yeah. Like, I remember there was one epic year where it was like Texas versus West Virginia in the Sweet 16 with like Kevin Pittsnoggle and them just like trading threes and going into overtime, like multiple overtimes and stuff. That's the shit I want to see.
That's the shit.
That's the shit. And I have
I forgot to add one more. I have Hawkins over 10.5 points.
I respect it. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. We love you guys. We'll see you next time for another episode of Gym Rats. Later.